It's time for our next match. We take you back to the ring. The one and thankfully only David Penzer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a one-fall contest for the WCW World Television Championship. Introducing first, representing the NWO Wolfpack, and accompanied to the ring by Buff Bagwell. He is from Detroit, Michigan, and he is the WCW World Television Champion, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner.
Maybe it's me or my glasses, but his arms look bigger every week.
You know what scares me, if nothing else?
The fact that he's in the building, and so are we.
That's it, buddy. He's in the building at an event named Uncensored. Scott Steiner and Uncensored, to me, is not a good fit.
Yeah, that may be the ultimate definition of unsafe working conditions.
Scary man, I tell you, and I've known Scott Steiner for a number of years. I always knew years ago that he was a powder keg, so to speak, but never more so like we've seen him over the past year.
You know, you told me that years ago. I said Rick Steiner. This guy said, look at Rick Steiner, the way he barks and everything. Oh, how dangerous this man is. And you told me, you said, that's the one that's dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one that's smoking inside.
And I tell you why, Rick has always, even though he barked, he was a little bit different, he always had what I call to be a level head about him. He always could get over a loss. When the Steiners very infrequently would lose a match, Rick would get over. Scott would just be stalking, stomping, seething, and burning.
Oh, he just snaps.
Yeah.
Remember last Thursday on Thunder, that tag team match we spoke about earlier?
Yeah.
At the conclusion of the match, Scott Steiner just took a steel chair to the referee, Mickey J. He'll just snap
The
at anything.
Bobby Knight of the ring.
No, don't put Bobby Knight in that category.
That's right, he yells a lot more.
But Buff Bagwell's been instrumental, of course, back in the ring. And Big Papa Pump's there, and here comes a man who has all the ability in the world to win the television belt back. David Penzer, who's been tossed in the ring. It's your turn to talk.
His opponent, the challenger in this contest, from 110th Street in Harlem, New York, Booker T.
Booker T has, we talked about Mickey J feeling the wrath of the chair from Scott Steiner. Well, Booker T on Sunday Night Raw, actually on Thunder, over a week ago, felt the same thing. We were live in Richmond at the hands of Scott Steiner in the chair.
Like you said about Booker T, Tony, this man's capable of beating Steiner. This man's capable of winning any title here at WCW.
Athleticism, brain, is the key word. And Booker T, any wrestler who either is his friend or his enemy, will tell you one of the finest athletes, an old well-worn cliche, pound for pound, but it's true. Pound for pound, one of the finest athletes ever to go in the wrestling ring.
And an absolutely flawless transition from the world of tag team wrestling. With his brother Stevie Ray, they were 7-time world tag team champions, and has just made a name for himself in singles competition and an opportunity to take away the gold from Big Papa Pump. He just snapped up before the match started, took the title belt and threw it down.
Oh, he's wild like a cheap watch.
Who knows what's going through that mind?
Genetic freak. Look at that arm, baby. Look at you. You don't have none of this, baby. Back up. Listen, he don't look like you. He ain't as mean as you. He ain't as tough as you. Nobody's fighter than Scott Steiner.
Bagwell keeps putting that propaganda in his head. That's what's making this guy half nuts. Because if you're half nuts, you're nuts.
Yeah, I think he was already there.
Well, they're from Michigan, you know.
That has nothing to do with it.
Well, it's cold up there.
So what?
Well, you know, their minds go kind of, It gets frozen up there in the winter, and there's not much to do
Back
with
to
the
my
little
head, boy.
stocking
Do your
caps.
job.
And that
part
makes,
of the world, Michigan.
That makes you like this?
That doesn't hurt.
Yeah, but the University of Michigan Wolverines are proud to have him as a representative. He's a great amateur wrestler.
Yes, he was. Boy, he is. This is it's a little bit different than what we've seen with Big Papa Pump. Now, I don't know why. Maybe it's showing a little bit of respect towards Booker T, but he's Scott Steiner usually doesn't do things like this. He's usually a quick starter.
Shit out of you.
I think he realizes what he's in there with.
Booker T, who became a top contender, not only the U.S. title, the #1 contender now to the World Television title.
Cross the line, Jack. Cross the line.
And Scott Steiner has completely lost his focus.
What an idiot.
He's going to get worse, gentlemen. Steiner, as this match progresses, will get worse.
Yeah, what do you mean worse?
I mean, he's getting himself more worked up now. He's going after the announcer first, he went after the referee, now he's jawing with the people. I mean, he's getting himself all lathered up. The man will be frothing before the match is over.
Yeah, once he gets into the physical competition here with Booker T, who is going to be able to control him?
Just keep him in the ring.
Yeah, keep him there. Keep us up here.
All right, gentlemen, let's have a break. Stay back there. Let's have a break, gentlemen. Stay back there. Come on, gentlemen, out of the corner. Step back. Fucking break the hole. 1, 2, step back from there. Let's have a break in the corner.
Hey, get it back.
Boy, man, physical. You can hear it and you can almost feel it when they lock up like this.
You can almost feel, though, that Booker T has Big Papa Pump a little bit off of his game here in the early going.
And he doesn't like to be showed up, Big Papa Pump. And that's what Booker T's doing right here. He is rattling the cage of Scott Steiner.
Arm whipped him down, and so he gets Mickey J to walk over and talk about pulling of the hair. Does Mickey J buy that?
I think that's falling on deaf ears.
Yeah, I mean, let's remember, Mickey, it wasn't that long ago that Steiner whacked you in the chair.
It probably is. Intimidation on the part of Scott Steiner.
Look at him now.
Booker T ends up on one knee, and Scott Steiner hooks on.
What's up, boy? What's up, boy?
Scott Steiner runs over Booker T
Get up,
once
boy.
again.
Come on. What you
And
got?
he just berates him while he's down on the mat. Here comes Booker T again. Still got the drop kick in, even though Steiner came off the ropes very, very quickly. Combination right and left blows. Booker T. How about that?
A little different strategy tonight from Booker T with the rights and the lefts.
Scott Steiner rolls on the outside.
He does have Big Papa Pump confused.
Now you watch Steiner here. He's going to come a little more unraveled.
He's cheating. Hey, Ralph.
Yeah, it's scary when Buff Bagwell was the voice of reason.
Shut up, you
A look at Booker T's focus
Shut those
as
gloves.
he smartly stays on the inside Mike Tenay.
That's the proper strategy. There's no way that you can win the world's television title out on the floor. Plus, at the same time, why would you want to go out there when there's Buff Bagwell and Scott Steiner both up?
Every diversionary tactic you could use, and that one worked. You have having the referee check the gloves and open up the midsection. So if you're a referee, what do? You either check the gloves or maybe you get beat up again.
All part of that intimidation factor.
Yes, it is. Head first now into the corner, the neutral corner on the side. Good defensive move by Booker T. And Booker T showing a little bit of temper here. Pounding on Scott Steiner. Fans are counting as well. Booker T's laying him in.
Well, when you get Scott Steiner in that kind of a situation, you better take advantage of it. Snap him.
Just textbook. 2 blocks by Scott Steiner. Float over, standing sidekick.
And a good extension of the right leg to put him down. But he's not letting up. Going in again. Pick up to Scott Steiner. Atomic drop. got him staggered, and nails it. Can Booker T win the television belt? Snap arrow. 1, 2, no. Not now. Steiner again on the outside.
And he's always back on the same side. Those people are really getting him rattled.
But he's also getting Booker T rattled to the point that he rolled out to the floor to follow up. And it was entrapment because Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner was waiting for him when he came back into the ring.
Booker T holds his own. Booker T's got him up again. What's he gonna do? Another atomic drop. All right, putting down. Here comes Booker T again. His eyes of his opponent. Still hit his mark in. What happened here? It was Buff Bagwell who pulled Booker T off, stopping the count. And a fight ensues outside. Oh, Bagwell hit hard to the safety rail. Steiner goes through, nails Booker T from behind.
Oh, there's so much action outside. Hard to follow.
Booker T now hit the steel steps, the ring post there. And once again, Booker T had attempted successfully, Mike, today to stay on the inside and not go out. It was Buff Bagwell that pulled him on the outside, and there, as a result, you see what's going on here.
NWO at their worst or best, however you want to take a look at it. Chair to the midsection of Booker T.
Once again, that ringside action, there's nothing like it. Right down in the trenches.
Well, those people didn't know when they bought their seats they'd be sharing it with Booker T.
Among others tonight.
Yeah. That's what makes WCW and pay-per-view so great. And Nitro and Thunder and all the events. But you never know what's going to happen.
Hooked you up, brother. Oh, they can hear me.
They're back in the ring, but obviously Scott Steiner is in charge now. In the ropes. Easy pickings that time for a right-handed lariat. Elbow drop. You can just see Booker T, eyes closed.
He's sweating.
Gasping for breath.
1, 2,
Buff Bagwell poured water on his ring. Weren't you watching the monitor?
I was watching my monitor. The horizontal went out.
Yeah. Many years ago it did.
Yeah, did you see that where Buff Bagwell was just choking him? The windpipe of Booker T across the bottom rope.
I did see that.
Good. You haven't seen much here tonight, I can tell you that.
Well, I need my video scope adjusted.
And you needed that years ago, too. The side of the head.
Uh-oh, here comes Buff.
Booker T just trying to get back to the ring. And again, fans, we knew this. You knew this going in. Even Booker T realized that he was outmanned, and it was only because of the numbers, not because of the one opponent in the ring.
Look at his power.
Amazing. You see it, we see it so much, but every time we see it, we're amazed even more. Not only because he can do it, because he can do it with such ease. It's like a normal man picking up a sack of groceries.
And because he can do it maybe 10 minutes into a match, he still has that kind of strength in his reserve to press slam high above the head and just unceremoniously dropping Booker T to the mat. That's not going to get it done.
Count of 2. Shoulder was up.
Boy, he is one sick man, this Steiner.
Scott Steiner rips in for the belly-to-belly suplex. 1, 2, and Booker T was coming out of that. You can see that on the 1 count.
Again, the intimidation factor right in the face of our referee, Mickey J.
A very apparent kick out. There was no question on that one. Booker T was getting ready to kick out on the 1 that time. Scott Steiner, a rear chin lock and the knee and the shin between the shoulder blades, right up along the spine here of Booker T. This is almost in many ways as dangerous as that Steiner recliner. Same location for the hands, really. Different leverage, though.
And it's a perfect wear-down move for Scott Steiner if he's thinking of employing that Steiner recliner later in the match. Booker
Sure,
T
he's
to his
thinking
feet.
about it.
Here he comes, Booker T, blocked it, right hand to the eyes. Ducking, standing side kick. Booker T, once again the athleticism comes through with a Harlem side kick, that time missed, and he is stuck up on the ropes right at the feet now of Buff Bagwell. Camera cable time. And Bagwell quick to run away when the referee pivots around. And a tough road here for Booker T in this match.
But he hasn't backed away.
No, he hasn't. Over the top that time, release belly-to-belly suplex.
It's going to get tougher, too, for Booker T. That sick pup right there is loose.
Scott Steiner, as much as anything else, is buying some time here because this has been a very physical matchup, and understandably so. Booker T nailing with a forearm shot off of the far side ropes. And that time Steiner went down very, very hard, but he's the first man up, is Steiner, and he nailed it.
Well, that flying forearm has been among the most effective moves from Booker T, whether springing off the ropes or even off the top rope. Now he's got the momentum back.
Spin wheel kick, standing position, puts Steiner down. He goes back to the attack again. I don't know, Booker T's hitting with a lot of different weapons here. And Steiner as tough as you come. I mean, he's so resilient.
You're right. He's as tough as they come.
There's the axe kick.
But he comes back up. And
He got what?
He's begging off.
Axe.
Oh.
You gotta pick him up and drop him face down.
Oh, he's still alive.
Look at Steiner pull up as well. Harlem side kick, and he almost decked the referee. And that time he did that, Scott Steiner.
He's in control, Booker T, right now.
Is he in enough control to win this thing, though? Bagwell again.
Buffs the stuff.
He's the equalizer, what he is in this match. And that could have been a Harlem hangover, a missile drop kick, if timed right, but it proves out for Booker T to be nothing.
Uh-oh.
And Scott Steiner just picking up the pieces here. A big superplex. Now, what was that? Thumbs up to, was that the Buff Bagwell on the other side? Or do, yeah, it was.
Sure it was. Made a motion to Bagwell, and he's got the chair.
The referee saying, what are you doing? What he's doing is blocking the wrong guy. And he got kicked. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. He won it. He's a new television champion.
Got a smile on the face of EJ. Time to celebrate with Booker T, the new TV champ.
Break out the champagne, gentlemen. Sight the corks are popping.
He literally defied the odds. Outmanned 2-1 in